How's it going, everybody? This is Mr. Mascola checking in, and today we are going to learn how to make a bottle rocket. Okay, so these are the initial steps. You need to start with your empty 2-liter of soda, okay, or the bottle, which it used to contain soda. Not advocating that you necessarily chug 2 liters of soda to make this happen, but you will need an empty bottle somehow, okay? I'm going to ask that you have 3 to 4 pencils and a marker, tape, and a cork of some sort to start. Now, the first thing we're going to do is just check the cork. Now, my cork might not look like a traditional cork that you might find in an arts and crafts set, or if you see like your parents or guardians with a bottle of wine or something like that. But the key is that the cork is rubber. It can cap your top and really seal it down. So if you have a situation like that, you're good, okay? It doesn't have to be a traditional cork, but you see that this corks it and wedges itself in to really act as a stopgap. That's what's important. So check that first, okay? Once you have a cork, we can start going into the process, all right? The 4 pencils, they're gonna be lined up around the bottle. If you look faintly here, I used a marker to line up the 4 lines where I'm going to want to put my pencils, okay? How did I do that? Pretty much, I lined up the marker, all right? I made a mark on one part, then I went about a quarter of a turn, all right, made a mark on another part, or every 90 degrees. And then for your final 2, it should be able to be lined up through your bottle, right? You see how I can see both parts? Those should be able to line up there, okay? The next step here is we're going to look to attach the pencils, all right? Now, you want the pencils to sit fairly high up on the bottle, all right? The eraser is going to have to go way above the nozzle so that it can act as a mount, but also so that when we attach the cork has something, because it's going to eventually be flipped this way, the cork has to be able to fire out, all right, when the chemical reaction occurs, okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to tape the pencils to the bottle where we made the lines here, okay? So with that said, all right, you want at least 1/3 to 1/2 of the pencil sticking above this, this open nozzle area here, okay? So what I would do is I would grab masking tape or duct tape, like I said, all right, get a piece, and what you're going to do here is you're going to tape down the bottom of each pencil. So I'm creating like a little flap there. I'm going to find my area, attach it on, but after I check that it is the right height that I would like, okay? So I said at least 1/3 to 1/2 of the way up. I would say that's good right about there, okay? So I'm going to do that there, just like that, okay? So can everybody see that? All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to repeat that process. Try to get the pencil as straight as you can. It doesn't have to be like, you know, exactly straight, but you see it should be relatively straight, okay? So I'm again take my pencil and I'm going to repeat this process for each of the pencils. Okay, now once we see this, okay, you'll see a situation where we have 4 sticking up. I'm just going to really secure down these gaps so the pencils don't jar from the area that they're originally sitting in. All right, you see that we have 4 pencils sticking up. Now when I turn it over, okay, I have something that I can stand off of here, okay? Now I see one of my pencils, all right, as I turn down this here, all right, you see that it's sticking there, okay? If one of my pencils is sticking up a little bit, I can just adjust it if I need to, okay? But you see overall the bottle rocket is pretty straight. Okay, as you can see here, there is space between the nozzle and the table. We're good to go for the next step. Okay, the next step is we are going to take this bottle, and even though on launch day it's going to be positioned this way, we're going to flip it over right now, and we are going to introduce the vinegar into the party, okay? So here's what's going to happen with the vinegar, okay? You're going to take the vinegar, and you're going to fill it up the bottle approximately halfway, slightly less than halfway, okay? So Obviously you have the pencil here. It might be a little tough to pour, but you're gonna do your best. Looking at it, and to me this looks good here, okay? Just under halfway. Good, all right? So for now, this is the last step for today. Here's what I would like you to do with your bottle rocket. Take your bottle rocket with the vinegar, okay, less than half, all right? The pencil's already attached. Take your cork, okay? Cork it down, okay? Just like that. All right, now you need to test before you stop today, okay, that with the cork, all right, really firmly attached, if you flip it over, okay, and you don't need to test this part inside. I'm doing this inside just because I'm in an area where I know if there is a little bit of a mess, I can clean it up safely. I don't want you getting anything dirty. You should be doing all these construction steps somewhere safely, okay, but you're going to flip it upside down, okay, and carefully see if you can rest it on the pencils, okay? All right, one thing you'll notice I did as I paused the video is I really reassessed my tape. When I flipped it over, I didn't feel like it was strong enough. So what I did was I added more tape to it just to kind of shore up the areas that felt a little bit weak because with the weight of the vinegar, it's gonna put a lot more pressure on the pencil and the tape. So carefully flip it over, okay, after you think you've applied enough tape, right, and test to make sure that your tape and your pencils are going to hold, align everything in a way where it's going to balance, okay? Once it can balance, then you'll be all set, okay? You can pick it up, and then, again, you're not going to need it to balance a long time, but it needs to be able to balance at least 10 to 15 seconds. If it can't balance for 10 to 15 seconds, you're going to have an issue, okay? You can adjust things as you need to. I would recommend, again, masking tape. Duct tape is ideal, okay, realistically, but you know, we're in quarantine, we're trying to be resourceful with what we have, so this is the situation that we're looking to set up here, okay? All right, but with that said, this is our step for today. Next time we're going to talk about adding the baking soda, using the paper towels, okay, and looking to actually launch. So do your best, all right? If you have any questions, email me, and yeah. All right, good luck with this, and let's see how far we can get into this today so that hopefully we can launch on Thursday. All right, have a good one.